If you're thinking about starting or growing a nonprofit in 2021, you're coming into a world of great need as the pandemic continues and its impacts spread across the globe. The world certainly needs more helpers and people trying to make a difference right now. But you're also going to be coming into a world of unprecedented challenges for starting a nonprofit. In this video, I'll talk through my best advice for addressing those challenges. My name is Amber Melanie Smith and I'm a nonprofit founder. I make these videos here on YouTube to help others who are trying to make a difference. I hope this video helps you out. If it does, please give it a like and subscribe, leave a comment, engage with the community. We've got some great folks watching these videos who all care about making a difference and helping each other out along the way. Okay, so without further ado, here are 5 of my best pieces of advice for folks starting a nonprofit in the world that we're coming into in 2021. My first piece of advice is good advice no matter what year it is, but especially as we are going into 2021, and that is to network with other nonprofits. When you are first starting out or trying to grow a nonprofit organization, this is one of the best things you can do. You really want to get a sense of your community's nonprofit ecosystem. You want to understand what services other nonprofits are providing, what their challenges are, what their gaps are, and especially right now, how those nonprofits are dealing with the strain of COVID-19 and its economic impacts. Then you want to think about how you might collaborate or partner with these other nonprofits. I talk in many of my other videos about the importance of relationships in terms of your success recruiting volunteers, recruiting board members, raising money, etc. This is true when you're partnering with other nonprofits too. First, not only does your community love to see a good nonprofit collaboration, but it can lead to some very fruitful things for your organization. And I speak of firsthand experience in this. In my own world, it's part of the nature of my own nonprofit to collaborate with hundreds of other nonprofits in our community. So we know each other very well. We have a great relationship. If they need advice on something specific, they can ask us, we can ask them. I've had partnerships with other nonprofits that have led to grants, that have led to recruiting amazing new board members or volunteers. Collaboration is just such a wonderful thing in the nonprofit world that can be mutually beneficial. So if you're all fired up and you're ready to network with other nonprofits, how do you do that? Well, first you want to look for some of your local community's nonprofit networking groups. They are out there, I promise. A couple of great ones include a Young Nonprofit Professionals Network, often has chapters in different cities across the United States. A lot of states also have a center for nonprofits where you can join, become a member, get access to resources, and then collaborate and meet with other nonprofits who are also members. You also want to reach out and connect to other nonprofits on social media, and finally, attend training and professional development events around the theme of nonprofits, because you'll definitely meet a lot of others who are in the same boat as you and can form some great relationships that way. The second piece of advice I have to offer is to dive deep and understand your own motives and passion for trying to do this work. Why are you interested in doing this in general? And what is it about the specific cause that you're interested in that attracts you to try to address that cause? And this sounds a little like, I don't know, fluffy or whatever, but there's something about being able to explain your cause and your reasons behind caring about your cause to other people that draws them in and makes them want to support your work. I've literally had donors decide to make a contribution to my organization because we had a deep, meaningful, authentic conversation with each other as real people. That's because, and I've said this in other videos, especially on the topic of fundraising before, people like to give to people, not to vague, faceless causes. They want to give to organizations run by people that they have a personal connection with, that they know, that they trust, to be good stewards of the money that they're giving them. And on the flip side, people will pick up on it if you are entering this work for the wrong reasons. It is 100% okay to want to do this work full time, to be able to make a living so that you can pay your bills, so that you can continue to do this work. But I have met a few people, unfortunately, who think that getting into this work is going to be a quick payday, and that's just not how this works. Nonprofit social impact work takes a long time. You have to build real trust, and you have to genuinely care about the cause that you're working on. You should be able to make a fair salary and not live in poverty while trying to work to make a social impact. But you're probably not going to get very far if you're only in it for the money. When you do this work because you love it, ironically, that's when you are the most successful at fundraising. And that leads to being able to fairly compensate your staff and build on your programs and do more outreach and help more people. All of these things are connected. The third piece of advice that is also good advice anytime, but especially in 2021, is to develop an earned income strategy for your nonprofit as soon as you can. I meet a lot of folks who, in trying to start a nonprofit, believe that they're going to be able to rely primarily on grants or donations in order to raise everything that they need to successfully meet the mission of their organization. But unfortunately, generally in any time in the past several decades, this has been fairly difficult, but especially in 2021. And the reason is because a lot of the foundations and the corporate sponsors that I'm talking to are saying about the same thing. They're saying, we are going to invest deeper in the causes that we already have a relationship with and possibly pull back on funding new relationships. Also, a lot of these funders are devoting more of their resources to the specific, most urgent issues of the day. For example, COVID-19 recovery, which makes total sense. But if you are starting a nonprofit that is not specifically related to one of these urgent issues that these companies and these grant foundations have decided they want to focus on, you might not be able to get access to that support for quite some time. So the alternative is to develop an earned income strategy for your nonprofit. And I've talked about this in some other videos about what it is and some examples of it. Definitely be sure to check those out. The fourth very important piece of advice I have for you is to focus on the small wins and make sure that you have the stubbornness that you're gonna need to be in this work for the long haul. I've also said this in lots of videos in the past. Social change, creating an impact, it can take a long time. And I've also seen, very unfortunately, so many amazing people give up because it was so difficult to keep up the motivation to keep going in the face of so many challenges. But please don't give up, because the world really, really, really needs more people helping out right now. So what does it actually look like on a practical level, how to stay motivated every day and focus on those small wins? There are some exercises you can do, like every day, think of one good small thing that you accomplished. Every week, share a list of things with your team and have them share things too of the impacts you made in the community. Better yet, share those things with your public, your community, your audience on social media, in your newsletter, on your website, when you're talking out in public on Zoom or safely in person. However you're doing it, you want to be sharing these small wins with each other, because that's what's going to be keeping you all motivated for the long term. And the fifth piece of advice is part something you can do for the success of your nonprofit, and part something I'm asking you to do for the benefit of the world, and that is to give people hope by inviting them to come along on your journey. I joke sometimes that I'm really, really exceedingly lucky to be surrounded all the time by people in my community who want to do good, who are out there being general badasses, making an impact. But I have to say, I have never, in all my years doing this, never seen so many people who want to get involved and do something positive for the world as I have right now. But many are lost as to how to get involved, and that is where you come in. You can give them an opportunity to be a part of your social impact journey, invite them to volunteer with you, invite them to be on your board to help you raise money. People want to be involved, they want to see how their work and their time can make an impact, and you can give them that beautiful gift. And coincidentally, that's how you build a following of volunteers and donors also. I hope that got you thinking about your journey for 2021. Good luck. Talk to this community. Let us be there for you. And I hope that this video inspired you and you found it useful. If so, please don't forget to subscribe, give this video a like, share it with your friends, and ring that bell to get alerts when my next video comes out. Final thought, I have a Facebook group called Change the World or Bust, where lots of other folks in the same boat are trying to make a difference and talk to each other, get advice from each other along the journey. Feel free to join us and check that out, and I look forward to seeing you next time.